So start with the skirt pieces. I will make a cylinder. I will start with the primitives. I found out this kind of a skirt looks somewhat interesting, and then I think it's a bit iconic to have this kind of skirt. So I will probably going for skirt something like this. So lengthwise, this somewhere around this. I don't want to like completely hide that like armor here, so maybe somewhere around here I think we'll do. Yeah, so after I this, adjust the angle and add some division, of course. And just roughly shape out, and when this is done, I'm thinking about to make with the ankles draping. So a lot of people using a Marvelous China, which is amazing software that is very powerful, but this kind of very simple draping ankles will definitely do this job. So select the mesh, go and close menu, and click the create and close button. Then mesh will become and close object, and then the nucleus node also created, which will basically control the physics. So nothing to worry about. I also make the frame range to 10,000, and if I click play, it will drop down to the infinite bottom, like so. So what I need to do is hold these policies to the where the waist is. So I can click end constraint and then click the transform constraint while I'm selecting my policies, and then it will create a dynamic constraint. So a bunch of nodes are created, but no need to worry about anything. What's important is we have this constraint. So if I click play, it won't drape anymore. It just stay there. Right? So go back to the frame one. Bodysuit. This can be collider, passive collider. In Marvelous China term, this will be the avatar basically. So this cross object will be colliding this mesh. So this become collide mesh already, which I can tell by Lich's shape here. So, and this is collide, and it's checked down. So this collide. So this will this won't be penetrating basically. So if I play, it become a bit slow, but as you can see, it doesn't really go through inside of this suit mesh anymore. Okay, so from this point, I can play with the actual dynamic properties. I mean, there's a whole bunch Well, I mean, unless you want to go for like CFX artist, I would rather go with presets and then using some one of those presets because we are trying to make some simple draping and then play with some slider, and that should be it. So actually, I'm gonna remove end cross and increase some density, and then create a end cross again. Same as before, create some constraint, and then run some simulation, make sure they are colliding properly. And since we have more density, it gives some more definition. So I have a like big fold, but see if I can get a more smaller fold by selecting some other presets. It's much slower, but the good thing is you don't need to jump back and forth, but you can everything can be done in Maya. So that's the positive side by using the end cross. And then when you're using end cross, make sure you you click this, and then you can go to preferences time slider. Make sure it's set to the play every frame. That's very important. We're actually moving on to this mesh as my starting point, and I will be remove end cross from the original one and using this one and smooth one more time. Most of wrinkles happens on these edges, so I don't need to have so many edges along this like vertically. So there's a script for this. Select every other edges. Nothing fancy, but when situation like this, there's many edges to select. I want to remove like every other edges like this, and then sometimes it can be even longer. It takes forever to select them. That way, this is the script. Only select edge every n and edge length set to 2. You can set whatever number to select like different numbers, but so if I click one edges and then run this command, you can select all the every other edges. So if I set to like 3 instead, it select every third edges. So it's very handy. So poly select edges every n, edge length, and yeah, and then the number comes after. Anyways, I will run this command and then go to edge loop and delete edge loop. Or it's not very ideal for sculpting, but it's gonna help to run some simulation faster. End cross, create end cross, and transform constraint, and then just run the simulation. I can create a bit more of wrinkles. Let me duplicate this one. So this one. Duplicate and then just to merge it. Let's combine. Okay, I'm gonna just use it as is. And create passive collider. And then run it again. So this time will be collide with the this armor piece top. So there's some board here which is colliding with the thigh armor. I think it looks alright. So I will probably just use this one. Stop it and then duplicate it. So this is the one. Or just assign some new material. Yeah, and give some color just to identify better. Okay. And then the chainmail comes on top. So this can be the collider, and then I can go with another like cross, because chainmail will be driven by another sort of skirt. Okay, as a collider for this one. I'm gonna just delete this one later. And for the skirt mesh, I start fresh by remove the end cross and then make it a bit shorter, something like this, a bit wider. Yeah, draping somewhere around where the front flap ends. So I think somewhere here is fine. So assign new end cross. Before I do, just undo 2 times. Go and then delete another every second. Lower the edges so I can seam faster. Chainmail should be that wrinkly, so I will change my preset. See if any other cloth has been less wrinkly. I think something like this is fine. So I stop this scene and then duplicate. Okay. So I will be deleting the all the rest. And yeah, so this one is the one, as well as this one. Quickly make a UV for these two. Since they are well, basically cylinder, I'm gonna just unfold. I mean, it's a bit tapered as it goes up, but I will just make it straighter for the sake of the texturing layer. So UV is done for this too. And another reason that I made UV at this point is I want to using the UV space to transport this chainmail to this shape. That's the whole point. So I have a nice script that I got a while ago. Honestly, I can't remember where I got this, but I'll be attaching this as a document so you guys can use it. So what it does is it converts the geometry to the UV shape in 3D space. So I'm gonna duplicate this one. So there's two, and select this mesh, and then just run this script, and this mesh will create the geometry that looks same as the one in the UV. So like this. And if I duplicate this mesh and then cut this part, detach component, I can blend them. So it can blend shape AB, right? So it's very handy. So basically duplicate one of these mesh and then run the script to basically unfold to the UV shape in 3D space. And since this mesh has like cut on the edge, make the same cut on your original mesh. And go to shape editor. Shape editor, I assign hotkey because I use it very often. So shape editor and then click A and then B and then just create blend shape, and you can slide this to create an A and B shape. So okay, so I have this mesh. I know it can be blended now. So next step will be just create a chainmail itself. So chainmail, which is like this. So a bunch of like torus shape. There's just so many, so that it's very important to make base torus very low length. It will be still heavy though. So start with torus. One thing though, which is this one and this one relationship. So this and this can be blended. As you can see, the height of this and this is different. So the script is great, but it doesn't really reflect actual scale. So the scale conversion isn't really correct. So you kind of have to eyeball it. So it'll be like maybe another 50% smaller, less than something like that. Basically, it's gonna get larger when it deforms to the skirt shape. Means our torus shape also will get larger when it becomes a skirt shape as well. So we have this link here, and then the whole bunch of links will be duplicated all the way to the bottom. So you gotta be careful how big this link will be. The size and scale and placement might be look okay for looking at just few duplicates, but it might be look off when it duplicate a whole bunch. So that's something that You kind of have to aim to fix, basically redo if the scale doesn't look correct. Okay, so there's a few other references. They look very tight, but looking at this reference, it probably doesn't look that tight. So I will make this bit thinner. Right, Control D is duplicate, and you duplicate and then moving your geometry to certain distance. And if you're happy with it, you just instead of Control D, press Shift D, and then it's gonna duplicate with the last transformation. So it wants to duplicate these two rings with a certain amount of distance. That's why it remembered that transformation, and then if I click Shift D, it's duplicate with the last distance that I made. Like so I can retain this spacing. So I got first low. I still can't tell if this is too big or small. Hopefully it'll be about right size. Okay, and second low will be offset to this, something like this. Okay, so these two will duplicate all the way till ends. Okay, so it's gonna be very heavy. So I'll be merging those shapes, I mean those geometries, and then try blend like as part. So will be multiple parts will be blended separately. So I'm gonna duplicate this thing and merge it. So this is the merged piece. Hide this for now, and then this will be move to this side. So I will wrap it, which is under deform wrap. So click the one that wanna be stick on top, and then click the second geometry that will be a appearance. So once so click these two and then deform or wrap. When it's wrapped, you can see it's not even parented, but still be moving as I move. So it's kind of following the geometry, and if I move the parent geometry, also it follows the surface. So it has blend shape, and if I turn the blend shape on, let's move back to the where the skirt is, and then there's my part of the chainmail here. So I can duplicate this one, and then I'll be blend back to where it was. So this one is done. I'll delete the history, and then move it to the other side, like so. So now this one and this one can be wrapped. It's not perfect, but I think it's okay. I can manually moving some of the chains. Yeah, so there's some few steps, but hopefully it's not too complicated, or it's not very complicated. Just kind of repeating a few simple steps over and over.